the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand, now for kids.
In a very brief remarks tonight, Hillary Clinton tried to politicize this investigation by attacking and falsely accusing the FBI director of only sending the letter to Republicans. Another Clinton lie. As it turned out, the letter was sent to both Republican and Democratic leaders in Congress. The FBI would never have reopened this case at this time unless it were a most egregious criminal offense.
Donald Trump reacting to today's big breaking news. Some October surprise, I guess, but the FBI now reopening its probe into Hillary Clinton's private email server. It's not the only problem for the Democratic nominee this week. On Monday, we learned that Obamacare premiums are going to be skyrocketing next year by double digits in every state. And WikiLeaks, they continue to release damning emails, allegedly from the inbox of Clinton's campaign chairman, John Podesta. Now with 11 days to go in this race, how badly is this going to hurt Clinton at the polls? Back with us, former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich. I do think there's a lot to absorb here. I've been telling you this now for a couple of weeks, especially as it relates to WikiLeaks. And we keep putting up on the screen and giving you only half the screen. You deserve the whole screen, but to show the public all that we're discovering that nobody else is reporting on. Let me go to one specific issue here, and that is Andrew McCabe, promoted to FBI Deputy Director, supervised the investigation into this Clinton email server scandal not long after Governor Terry McAuliffe, close ally, Clinton sycophant, governor of Virginia, of the Commonwealth. He had a PAC, Common Good, contributed, according to reports, up to as much as $675,000 for a long-shot congressional seat of Mr. McCabe's wife, Jill. And it's also reported that Hillary raised money for the PAC. It's almost like Hillary's giving her the money. This is the wife of the FBI deputy director that's investigating this. There's something that in and of itself.
Now look.
Go ahead.
You have John Podesta going to dinner. We still don't have the full list, with various Justice Department figures. As you pointed out in the last segment, you have Bill Clinton meeting in a private secret meeting with the Attorney General on an airplane in Arizona. You have the week his wife is supposed to be interrogated. McCabe, at a minimum, should have recused himself from anything that had to do with Hillary Clinton. I mean, you can't quite decide whether Washington is just now so decayed that people have lost all sense of right and wrong and all sense of how to do things properly, or whether in fact it's straight out corruption. I mean, you really don't know which is going on in some of these cases. But it's clear when you add all the pieces together that any realistic, honest assessment is that there's a cesspool of corruption, that it involves lots of people getting lots of money. Remember, you look at the amount of money Raytheon made out of several of the lobbyists who raised lots of money for Hillary, and Hillary intervened as Secretary of State to help Raytheon get billions of dollars in contracts. You look at the amount of money involved in the Russian uranium deal. I mean, we're talking here about the stuff of novels and movies, except it's real. And I think that as it keeps coming out, and I agree with you, by the way, I think WikiLeaks will, maybe in a year or 2 years, somebody will finally piece it all together and make sense of it. It is such an enormous volume of insight into the sickness and the corruption of the Clinton system that to really piece it all together would take more time than we're going to have between now and the election.
Let me play Hillary Clinton's ever-changing story on the issue of her server, because I think this is profound. And you get to listen to her contradict herself left and right here. Remember, she had 14 devices. 13? All right, 13 devices. Judge Shanine's next to me here. But let me play the ever-changing story.
The laws and regulations in effect when I was Secretary of State allowed me to use my email for work. That is undisputed. It clearly wasn't the best choice. And I take responsibility for that decision. I thought it would be easier to carry just one device for my work and for my personal emails instead of two.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone. Okay, in full disclosure,
BlackBerry.
and a BlackBerry. I have an iPad, a mini iPad, an iPhone, and a BlackBerry. I believe I have met all of my responsibilities, and the server will remain private. In order to be as cooperative as possible, we have turned over the server. They can do whatever they want to with the server. I am confident that I never sent nor received any information that was classified at the time it was sent and received. So that leaves the 100 out of 30,000 emails that Director Comey testified contained classified information. I did not receive anything that was marked as classified. Director Comey said that only 3 out of 30,000 had anything resembling classified markers.
You were the official in charge. Did you wipe the server?
What, like with a cloth or something? No, well, no. We turned over everything that was work-related. Every single thing.
No, you bleached it. You acid washed it, number one. But let's add a couple of other things, Mr. Speaker, in light of all those contradictions, the many.
Well, can I just stop you? Can I stop you just 1 second?
Yeah.
What's really striking, because I'm sitting here in Woodstock listening to I'm really focused on what I'm hearing. It's not just that she lies. She lies with an arrogance and a certainty that the greatest actors on Broadway would admire. I mean, when you listen to the tone of her voice, you know she's lying, but she's lying with such arrogance, and she's driving it so hard, and it doesn't matter what she's saying. She has the same tone, even as she's saying a lie about the lie she told earlier, which was the lie she started with. I mean, it's an astonishing personal trait.
Remember Bill Sapphire worked for the New York Times, called her a congenital liar, and it was such an outrage. But think of other things here, and I gotta go, but the quid pro quo now takes on a whole new meaning. Not understanding the C classification when there's no A, no B, no D, X, Y, and Z takes on, new meaning. Bill Clinton meeting with Loretta Lynch on the plane takes on new meaning. The collusion that WikiLeaks described between the campaign and the Justice Department, the campaign and the State Department and the White House, and talking about destroying evidence because, whoops, Barack Obama lied and got caught, and they've got to clean it up. This is so deep.
I know you just.
Yeah.
I know I'm about to run out of time, and I told you folks I want to bring 4 young people out here for a very specific reason. Come on out, you guys. These are folks. These are just good Georgians.
Yeah.
And what I want everybody watching tonight to understand, this is about them. You got to get closer. This is about them.
Get close,
They're going to grow
Uncle
up in a
Newt.
country.
Give Uncle Newt a hug.
Yeah. He's saying give Uncle Newt a hug. Ignore him. But my point, Sean, and you've got kids, and you understand this.
I do.
We forget this. This is about whether our children and our grandchildren live in a lawless country like Venezuela, where the powerful rip off everybody and lie about it, or whether we reestablish for these folks the rule of law, so that they can grow up in a country called America, where once again everyone is equal under the law.
Their parents, for 11 days, have an opportunity to take their country back. Let's see what they do. Mr. Speaker, to you and those 4 great kids, it's all about them. Thank you for being with us. When we come back on this busy news night, we'll have more reaction with our panel. Judge Janine Pirro, Doug Schoen, Jay Sekulow, all here, and more breaking news on this special edition of Hannity. Straight ahead.